Hey guys, Bobby here, and I'm doing another review because honestly, Wizards of the Coast put out a ton of stuff, and in addition to my Acquisitions Incorporated book coming in, I finally got my Essentials Kit. Now, I'm going to be honest, this is a couple days later than I wanted it to be because I ordered it to pick it up in store day it released, and I got emailed, oh, we don't have it in the store even though you ordered it. We have to ship it to you. So I got like 3 days later, but I'm going to try and push this out quickly. Also, this is just the lid because I didn't want to fight opening it. And I have opened it. I've opened it, I've looked through it, and I want to talk about the stuff in here first and foremost, just to give you an idea of what all's in here, because while nothing's lied about when they say what you get, I think you want to know about the quality of what you get and all of that stuff. So, first of all, just like with the starter set, you get dice. But you get more dice than the starter set. You get 4d6s and you get the percentile dice. In the starter set, you just get the d10. You don't get the percentile with it. This you do. Plus you get extra d6s for your rogue. On top of that, as you'd expect, you get the adventure. The adventure is where your monster stats are in the bag. There's a decent spread, but honestly, for it to be the Essentials Kit where you're actually making characters, I figured they'd have at least a few more monsters than are just what's in the adventure. I was kind of hoping something closer to what is in the basic rules that are free online, so putting them in print. And this is very close to what the basic rules are, but you don't get all the monsters there. You're probably going to want to print out more because like this comes with a white dragon, a young white dragon, and the star set comes with the green dragon. Neither come with the red dragon, the iconic dragon, because it's too high of a CR for what they planned. But you got that. And it's a really good quality, and this, just kind of talking about the print in general, this is something I actually found weird to talk about, but this is crazy glossy paper. Like, you can see the shine on it. The pages actually stick a little bit. It's very slick. I don't know if it's more stain resistant and will hold up long term. The binding is actually pretty nice on it. But it's a super glossy paper. It feels kind of weird in my fingers. Then, after that, it took me a second to realize what this is. It's a box for all the cards you get. Because you get a ton of cards with this. Because this is all about new players and how people getting used to it. I feel like if you're gonna spend the money on printing, we didn't need initiative cards. Like, of all the things you don't need cards for, this is probably it. But we have cards for all the conditions, which is nice. And this I do appreciate. Of the conditions, don't quite fit 2 pages. So what they did was the bottom row of this page, they have the combat step-by-step. So it's just a little cheat sheet of determine the surprise round, establish where your positions are, roll initiative, take turns, go back to the front. I wish if they were going to dedicate a card to it, maybe it was like, remind new players of the action economy. Remind them of what, like, Dash can do and stuff like that. Because this is 5 things listed, and it goes 1, 2, 3, 4. 5 tells you to go back to 4. 1 through 3 you won't look at after round 1. And it's just take turns. It doesn't really describe that. But beyond that, we have cards for the NPCs and the NPC rules, which, I'll be honest, I decided to pick up this set for 2 primary reasons. The first is the companion rules. You can bring allies with you. And I talked about in my Acquisitions Incorporated review of that has a lot of great stuff that actually helps flesh out the companion rules in the player's handbook. So I was hoping this would do more. We're going to get to it. But you do get cards with art of the 9 companions that are in the adventure you can take. And then cards for your spells and cards for your magic items, which I actually really appreciate for new players. Moving on, we finally have an actual map of the region. So we got the overall Sword Coast and Phandalin. Now we got the Essentials Rulebook, and there's a few things I want to cover in this because it's some things that I actually didn't fully expect, and I was delightfully surprised. First of all, the paper. It's this weird glossy paper still. I'm not a big fan of it. In this game, the big difference between this and the starter kit is you get to make your characters. I was expecting the classes from the starter kit, basically the classes from Basic Edition. Fighter, Cleric, Rogue, Wizard. And like the baseline that are in the basic set. So Thief, Rogue, Champion, Fighter, Healing, Cleric, Evocation, Wizard. They're all in here, but they actually gave you a bit more, which I appreciate. They didn't give you a lot more, I'll be honest, but same races as basic. But they do give you the Bard, and they give you the College of Lore. I'll double check that. Yeah, they give you the College of Lore for the Bard. Yeah, they don't give you everything the player's handbook gives you. They want you to buy that. But they give you the College of Lore. Then we get to the Cleric. We know Basic Edition is already there and is already free and has the life domain for the Cleric. Well, in the Cleric, you do get the life domain. But, and this is going to be true with all the classes that are for free on the Basic Edition, they give you a second domain for the iconic classes. You also get the war domain for the Cleric. There isn't a Paladin in here. But personally, I think the war domain Cleric covers that role in like a baseline sense really well. You got the Fighter. And the Fighter, as would be expected, has the Champion, but it also gets the Eldritch Knight in here. Again, really good starting. So if you want to multi-class, they're actually here already. You want a fighter with some magic, they gave you the Eldritch Knight. The Rogue gets the exact same with the Arcane Trickster, which is one of those things I've always said about people who want to conceptually multi-class, not I want this specific build concept, but I want to be a fighter that does magic. It's in the game. Well, it's also in the Essentials Kit. I appreciate that. And then you got the Wizard, which the Wizard comes with Evocation, as we'd expect. And then it also comes with Transmutation. Okay. I mean, the Wizard's weird about their schools anyways. There's not many I love. I think one of the ones that tends to be asked for most by players I have is like Necromancer, but they're not going to give you Necromancer in this kit. Necromancers are too easy to be evil and go really south. And with the Essentials Kit and new players, that's a landmine. I get it. Transmutation's cool. Also, all of the classes go to level 6. That's it. Even in the essential rules, it's not just the adventure only goes to 6. This lets you build a character and level a character to level 6, and then the book stops. Then in the back of the book, you have the companions. And I'm not going to lie, I was expecting a bit more for it has companion rules. I wasn't expecting it to be a huge thing because it's the Essentials Kit. But it's 3 stat blocks. They did say this was based off the Unearthed Arcana where we had the companion classes. Well, now they're baseline stat blocks. We have a Spellcaster stat block, an Expert stat block, and a Warrior stat block on the second to last page. On the last page is a table that tells you exactly what they get, what their hit points become, and any ability they get for each level up to, again, 6th. I'm hoping at some point a book comes out that lets you have full companions. It's nice. It's not quite what I hoped for, which is a great segue into the true not what I hoped for. One of the big draws to me, not enough to I'm going to buy this book, but thank God it's in a starter set, is the Essentials Kit comes with a GM screen. They've done interviews where they talk about it and they go, oh, we realize one of the things you really want is a GM screen. I'm like, okay, cool. They're just going to pack a GM screen in it. That's part of why it's $25 instead of $15 like the starter set is basically everywhere. Here's the GM screen. It's nice. I love the art on it, but I think you're going to quickly notice something wrong. This is not going to last. It's heavier weight than the paper. It's not even cardstock weight, though. I don't know how long the folds and the hinges are going to last. It's the inside is essentially the revised GM screen, but it is flimsy. This is it folded, and it's this flimsy. It's about the quality of like the really cheap folders you can buy for kids when back to school time. It's a little below that on how sturdy it is. This, if you have a fan because it's hot where you're gaming, your GM screen will blow away if you set it up. Probably the biggest disappointment, which is a shame. Really looking forward to this. I don't even have the revised GM screen. I have the original GM screen. If you notice where I typically would be doing my reviews when I do the corner, I have the poster it came with back there. This is made on the paper that poster's made on, which was like the wrap material for the packaging. So that's the GM screen you get. You do get blank character sheets, which is the, I guess, second to final thing. But you do get like 6 character sheets. Some of the pages may have stuck together. This is at least decently heavyweight paper. And then the very last thing you get is an advertisement. And probably the most useful thing for this, though, is you get half off the player's handbook for D&D Beyond. I wish it was physical. That's my own thing. But if you do want all the material to keep going, you can use the coupon. It's much cheaper. It's going to basically be this set plus what you pay for the handbook will about come out to the normal cost of the handbook. So you're buying a bit of the handbook ahead of time. But yeah, and then you get a coupon for the handbook. There's a few other QR codes and stuff, which I do appreciate that you can unlock. Again, they're wanting you to use D&D Beyond. You can unlock the adventure in this on D&D Beyond for free. Buying this gets you the digital version free. I really hope moving forward we're going to see a bit more of those kinds of things, but that is one of the nicer surprises. This is one of the crappier surprises. Overall, I would definitely say we are starting to enter the realm of the like BCMI era of 5th edition. The starter set is closer to what everyone else is doing for a starter set. Granted, it doesn't come with minis and stuff like the Paizo set, but that's like, here is a starter kit with pre-mades. Most of them do that route. This is closer to the old red box. This is your basic set. I actually find it funny that they call it Essentials, because if I remember correctly, the like 4.5 edition where they made a red box was also Essentials. But going with that, I actually like these dice. I haven't opened them. I don't know if I'm going to open them. I haven't opened the ones from my other set either. I like keeping my sets as together as possible because I already have dice. I'm not new. But I do like it. I would say this is worth $20, not $25, because of the lack of a decent GM screen. I don't know how many sessions that's going to last you. But other than that, it's pretty good. I'm real excited to actually read through the adventure and get through all that. I got this at my doorstep like less than a half hour ago. So I wanted to unbox it, look at everything, and do a review of what you get. This isn't an adventure review. This is a product review. With that, I'll catch you guys later. Bye.